Doing you a favor.
The goodbye is the hardest part. When we find ourselves back at the start. But I'm not so brave and I'm not so smart.
Doing you a favor.
No, I'm doing you a favor. Doing you a favor. One day you will understand why I pushed you away as I ran. And you will find a better man than I am. Trust, I'm doing you a favor. Doing you a favor. Despicable. I'm just a bottom feeder. Despicable. I ain't never been the keeper. Despicable. Lover than a leaver. And if I were you, I wouldn't love you neither.
Said if I were you, I wouldn't love you neither.
Boy who fell into the sky. Had no one there to watch him cry. He looked at you with his empty eyes
And said,
and said,
I'm doing you a favor. Doing you a favor.
despicable. I'm just a bottom feeder.
Despicable. I ain't never been a keeper. Despicable. I wouldn't love you neither. Said if I were you, I wouldn't love you neither.
Despicable. How I wish I told a different tale, where we chased the light and his love prevailed. But his blood ran cold and his skin went pale. She got a letter in the mail, said, I'm doing you a favor.
What's up?
Welcome.
So the Bible is 100% true. I don't know about that one.
You do believe that, but you're suppressing the truth and unrighteousness.
What truth am I suppressing?
Well, Jesus is the truth, so you believe that.
Jesus didn't write the Gospels, though. The Gospels are written by third parties who, like, decades after Jesus was there. So, I mean, if you wrote about someone, like, 10 years after you met them and they already got crucified, you'd probably make, like, at least one or two minor mistakes, I would think. Especially since the Gospels are different than the other Gospels.
The Gospels are written by God, so they're not like they
weren't written by God, though.
There could be mistakes in the books that we have because they're like copies, but in the original books there was no mistakes.
They weren't written by God, even under Christian beliefs, though. That's not how it works.
It is how it works. Jesus quoted scripture as if it was written by him.
So Jesus didn't write the Gospels, though, right? The apostles wrote those.
That's not what... No.
Because you said God wrote the Gospels, and he actually didn't do that, not even in Christian beliefs.
Okay.
So that's like more Muslim, because Muslims believe the Quran was written by Allah, but Christians don't believe the Bible is written by God.
I don't want to talk to you. If you're going to tell me what I believe, then I don't want to talk to you.
Well, if I need to teach you how Christianity works, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So how it works is there was God, right? And God sent Jesus, who people have varying beliefs on. Jesus was there, and then people called the apostles wrote about Jesus. Now, they wrote accounts about Jesus. So these are secondhand accounts from people who aren't Jesus, who aren't God. They're the apostles, right? So these aren't like a prophet from God or the Son of God. They're just people who are associates of Jesus, just normal people. And they wrote the Gospels, which are the New Testament. That's how it works. So it's not like God came down from heaven and like burned into a stone tablet the Gospels. No, that's not how it worked. There's people like Matthew and Paul who were just normal people who wrote down things in books, right? That's how the Gospels basically work. So we can say they're inspired by Jesus, or they're divinely inspired, but we can't say that God actually authored the Gospels because no Christian actually believes that.
Theopanustos. What does that mean to you, Theopanustos?
I don't talk Latin, yeah?
Okay. So you don't know what you're talking about?
You don't know how the New Testament works.
Okay, that's fine.
I could ask you what's 46 times 17, and maybe you wouldn't know that either. And I would be like, It's alarming sometimes when Christians don't know how their actual religion works. Because I noticed that.
What does God breathed mean?
Hmm?
What does God breathed mean?
I mean, God breathed.
Stop eating on the mic. It's disgusting. Fucking asshole. What does God breathed mean? Tell me about my religion. What does God breathed mean?
Tell me about your religion.
Yeah, teach me. Teach me about Christianity. What does God breathed mean, you fucking freak?
I'll teach you how it means. So there's in Christianity, there's a New Testament and an Old Testament. So the Old Testament actually comes before the New Testament. And the Old Testament starts at the time of Genesis, which is when God supposedly created the world. And then he formed the world, and then he created, people in Mesopotamia. They made a Tower of Babel, but then God toppled it down, and he made the Jews. The Jews did a bunch of crazy shit, and God sent a bunch of prophets because they kept misbehaving. And then God sent a final person, Jesus. Jesus came. And Jesus didn't actually write the New Testament, even though some Christians might think that. So Jesus didn't write the New Testament. Jesus was a preacher who walked around and, preached. And then there was people who followed him called the apostles. All right. Now the apostles wrote the Gospels, which are accounts of Jesus' life. The problem with the Gospels is they're all slightly different because they were written after the fact and they're written from memory. Because the apostles they're not computers and they don't have perfect memory. So they write slightly different things. Okay? And that's why we can say the Bible isn't 100% true.
All right. Could you leave? I don't want to talk to you.
This is your topic.
Okay. You're not going to leave?
I wanted to talk about... You don't want to talk about your own topic?
I don't want to talk to you. Please leave. I'm going to talk to people that matter and have value. So, I don't want to talk to slaves. Are you going to leave, slave?
Are you calling me a slave? I'm not even black.
Jesus said, anyone who sins is a slave to sin. So, slave, I'm asking you to get off my panel.
Jesus said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. So that means I should throw rocks at you, but I'm not doing it.
Obey me, slave. You're not going to leave? You're going to make me kick you? Hello. Oh, wait, 1 second. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
How
great.
was your day?
It's great. I called someone a slave already.
You called someone a slave?
Yeah. Jesus said anyone who sins is a slave to
Oh,
sin. So they're slaves.
Oh, okay, then that's fair. Okay, if you mean it that way. Yeah, they're a slave to sin.
Totally.
Do you want to call it on the server in the lobby if people want to hear it?
What? No.
Do you want to call on the server you usually debate in?
No.
Would you mind if I got spectators and we both use them
Yes.
just for them to hear?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll add them.
No, I don't. No. No spectators.
I said, like, you don't mind, and you said, I don't mind.
No, I said, yes, I do mind. Yes, I mind.
Ah, you do mind. Okay. Okay, so, I saw your argument yesterday.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what we will be tackling now.
Yeah, that's a knockdown argument.
So, yeah, my question here is about C first. How do we know that Christian theism posits is the only thing that posits an ontology in which unity and plurality are co-ultimates? How do you know there isn't another one in which unity and another ideology or like belief system in which unity and plurality being co-ultimate is coherent?
Yeah, so we know that there's no other system that has a co-ultimate unity and plurality because you won't present one. So your failure to put one...
Okay, so
yeah.
You mean if I...
Yeah.
Okay. So let me take notes. Not failure presents another alternative to C. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to first, before even thinking about tackling this, I want to make sure I understand your argument well, so that I don't end up doing a straw man or something stupid, right?
Right.
Okay. So for P1, okay. So when you say the universe, the ontology of the universe is such that unity is ultimate and not plurality. Okay, you mean everything are united in one thing, like since like something that would go on the sorts of everything is bound in space and time, so like there's a certain unity out
there. Do you know like the monad?
There's no actual plurality.
Do you know like the monad?
Sorry?
Are you familiar with the idea of the monad? Yeah.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Well, Platonism, I think, is it Neoplaton? They posit like there's this idea of the monad where like everything connects, everything derives and depends on a single source. So that would be ultimate unity. That everything ultimately is one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's either going to be that.
Yeah, but the question here is if they're all dependent on unity, but like the mere fact that there is multiple things makes it that plurality is actual.
No. Plurality wouldn't be an ultimate.
Oh, okay, wait.
Holy fuck. If everything is
like when you say ultimate.
If everything is ultimately one, then plurality is not an ultimate feature of reality.
Okay, so when you say it is ultimate, it means that everything initially depends on something.
No.
On one thing, they were united.
No.
Okay, so can you explain it right?
Foundationally, ontology either is going to derive from a single source, it's going to derive from multiple sources, or it's going to be like a combination. base reality.
Okay, so yes, as I was saying, we're talking about sources here, basically.
Sources. We're talking about ontology.
Yeah.
Like, have
so-
you ever heard of?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you? Do you know anything about philosophy?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, like there's monism, dualism,
I know what
atomism.
I
Yeah, that's what we're
okay.
talking about. Like,
Monism
which,
and dualism.
if monism
Okay.
is true, like that's A, right? And then B would be like if atomism is true or dualism is true or something like that.
Okay. What? Okay. So what is your issue, um, with saying that, um, our world can exist without God and can totally contain the idea that unity and plurality are co-ultimate?
Because if we have an ultimate unity, then plurality is not an ultimate feature of reality. What we call plurality is an illusion. So that would destroy logic and knowledge. Because you wouldn't be able to, like, differentiate. You wouldn't be able to analyze and categorize. You know, like when we predicate, we're putting things in categories. We're
Why
analyzing.
wouldn't I be able to do so if there were no gods? What's God's roles in this?
This it's in the fucking argument. It doesn't. It's not about God. It's about specifically the Christian God, because Allah is,
Yeah, the Christian God is what I'm talking about.
yeah, because you need an ontology that it's both a unity and plurality, so that they're grounded, they're real, so that knowledge is possible. So you can, like, have logic. So
Yeah, but why does it need to be grounded in the first place? You didn't prove why it needs to be grounded.
why
It's just
it
that
needs
it
to be
is.
grounded?
Yeah, why does it need to be grounded? Prove that first. You can't just
Because
claim it. Claim that it needs to.
like if knowledge is not grounded, that means it's floating detached from reality, right? So what if you have knowledge? What is your knowledge of? It'd be you have knowledge of the external world. If you don't have knowledge of the external world, then you don't have knowledge, right? What?
Yeah, but why does it need to be grounded? Like it works fine without
Because
grounding.
if
You
it's
didn't
if
prove-
your knowledge,
Okay, wait. Let me ask
oh
you.
my, are you stupid?
What even is grounding? What
Yeah.
even
So
is
something
grounding
is
to you?
either
Define grounding.
yeah, something is it's either that knowledge is floating and detached from the world, which means it doesn't connect to the world, right? Or that knowledge is
Okay.
grounded and anchored in reality. So, like a map, like the map of Narnia, right? You know what Narnia is? Or Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth?
Yeah, I know what Narnia is.
Those aren't grounded because those maps, they don't map. There's no physical territory that's the Middle Earth or Narnia. They're not real. So they're floating, they're detached from reality. Whereas, like, the map of New York City or the map of London, they're grounded in a physical territory. They're real, they're actual. As opposed to
Yeah, but
fantasy.
That's a circular definition, though.
all definitions are circular, moron. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Circular definition. What an idiot. Every definition is circular.
Yeah, so you can just critique my worldview and say like it is circular, and you need God for grounding. It is totally coherent without God. Hello.
So are we debating Narnia or are we debating reality? Are you in Narnia or are you on planet Earth? Where are you? Are you in Narnia? Where are you debating from?
Bro,
Bro, are you in
Okay,
Narnia,
fucking
bro? Bro,
Is
is this a debate in Narnia or is this a debate in reality? Where are we? I'm confused.
that's fucking obvious. We're debating
Oh, is it
reality.
obvious? Tell me.
What are you-
Tell me. Nothing is obvious to the skeptic. I guess you're not a skeptic, are you? Nothing should be obvious to a
Okay,
skeptic.
how do you know?
Are you a skeptic? Nothing is obvious to the skeptic. Now, are we debating in
Okay, so
Narnia?
what is
Yeah.
wait? What is your answer to this question then? Are we debating in Narnia or are we debating in reality?
I'm a
You tell me,
realist. I'm a
as skeptic.
realist. I'm a realist. So I'm in reality. And I'm grounded through God's word so I can have access to reality. I'm not aware how are you not in Narnia? How do you get grounded?
Well, I'm grounded by my God's words, which is
Okay.
different than your God.
Fuck you.
What are you gonna do now?
Where's your fucking God? Where is this God? Where's your God, bitch?
Where is your God?
In the Bible, dumb fuck.
He's
Where's your God?
He's
My
everywhere.
God's in the
Yeah,
Bible.
he's in my Bible.
Where's your Bible?
He's in my Bible.
Where is it?
It's with me. It's another.
With you? You just wrote a book?
It's the Alethean Bible.
Okay. Get the fuck out
No,
of
I
here.
didn't. I didn't write it.
Look, you obviously don't know how to respond to my argument.
No.
Okay, we're done.
No,
We're done. Bye.
Answer me. Why?
Idiot. Oh, I got bullying and her. Oh, you're bullying him. He doesn't fucking know how to respond to my argument. So he's bullshitting me. Fuck that guy. Welcome, neighbor.
Okay, since you look like a science teacher, can you give us a fucking class? Since you have 2 extra eyes in your fucking face. Or you just like sitting down like a fucking idiot that doesn't know shit. Okay, like I say, are you gonna sit down like a fucking idiot or are you gonna give us a fucking class? Because so far you haven't said some good shit. You're just running your fucking mouth like a fucking bitch. You look like a fucking adult acting like a fucking child. Yeah, and so far you just like sitting down looking like a fucking stupid. So come on, I wanna hear you. Give me something.
Dorian. Hey. Look like you're bullying. Are you bullying? Hey.
Sit running like a fucking bitch. Oh, good, you're kitty, so you can look more like a bitch. That's the only pussy you have. Okay, what the fuck you gotta say? Say something. Don't just fucking sit in your ass all fucking quiet and shit. Have you ever done a serious research about the contradiction in the Bible?
Welcome, neighbor.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Doing well.
I'd love to talk about point two if you're game.
Sure.
Um, to me, it seems pretty clear in the Leviticus and then supplemental passages in Exodus that the Bible does endorse slavery. But I guess we might have different definitions of slavery. What do you define slavery to be?
Like forced captivity, forced labor.
Okay, does it have to be over a certain time frame, or because I define it as for life, right? Like,
No.
okay, so like in Leviticus, I think it's 25, right, or maybe 22 when it describes buying
25.
foreigners from other nations and
Yeah.
you can pass them down to your generations. Why is that not slavery?
Because you're taking it out of context. So Leviticus 25 is talking about how the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, and then God freed them or redeemed them from slavery. And because God redeemed the Israelites belong to God. God owns the land and the people. So you literally, Leviticus 25 would make slavery impossible because you couldn't own another person as property. They belong to God. But then it's also saying the foreigners are not redeemed. The foreigners do not belong to God in that same way. But the foreigners are temporary residents. So they're just passing through. So
The passage specifically says you can go acquire them and pass them down among generations.
yeah, because it's an agrarian society. So the
So the Israelites were considered enslaved in Egypt, but when they did the same thing to the foreigners, that's not considered slavery. Can you help me understand that?
yeah, because like you have to look at the context. So
Well, hold on. What makes the situations different? Why are those two situations different?
the words. So when we look at in Exodus, there's they just the slavery is described as bitter and harsh, right? And we can see clearly in the text that they wanted to leave, and Pharaoh wouldn't let them leave. So they're held in forced captivity. And it describes their service as bitter and harsh. It doesn't use, in Leviticus 25, it doesn't use the words bitter and harsh. So it's a different context.
We don't get the perspective of the foreigner, so of course it doesn't. In the book of Exodus, with the Israelites in captivity in Egypt, we get the perspective of the Israelites.
But now we're just making shit up. So like,
okay, so you're saying because the adjectives bitter and harsh, so the definition of slavery isn't forced.
Well, I care about what the books say. All you care about is blasphemy, or is like slandering God. Because you have slavery, you have a slave mentality, and you have slavery in your heart. So what you're doing is you're reading slavery into the text that doesn't exist.
By your own definition, it's slavery. That's why I asked for your definition at first. Yes, you said, what was your definition of slavery?
Well, we can look at examples in the text.
No, what was your definition of slavery?
Forced captivity and forced labor.
Okay, so when the text explicitly says you can go acquire foreigners from another land and pass them down to generation, how does that not fit the definition?
Because it's all on their own will. They can leave, right? Because if we look at an example, Hagar is a foreign slave to Abraham and Sarah in Genesis. But Hagar is never forced to do anything against her will, and she's allowed to leave with her son Ishmael.
When the text says that you are to pass them down to your generation, does that imply that they're free to leave?
Yes. That's talking about, like, if I own a company, because you got to remember this is an agrarian society, okay? So we can't be lazy and look at this from our society. The family, they had to work to live. They had to fight for survival. They couldn't go get welfare. So they had to work, like they had to farm and raise animals.
Okay.
So
the Israelites weren't enslaved then. They were just in an agrarian society in Egypt, and that's how they had to live. They weren't enslaved.
But in Egypt, they weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah, neither were the foreigners. They were passed down from generation to generation.
That's not true. It says there's a law that says if a slave runs from his master, you're not supposed to return them to the master.
No, the text, for example, the text explicitly says after 7 years, a Hebrew man can go free, but his wife and kids are to stay with the master's property. They're not allowed to leave.
The text explicitly says in Deuteronomy that if a slave runs from his master, that you're not to return them to the master. So they can.
Okay,
leave
then.
if they
So
want.
when the text in Leviticus says that you are to the wife and the kids of the Hebrew slave are not allowed to leave, how do you? That implies that it doesn't imply. It explicitly means that they are forced labor. They can't leave. They're the master's property. They do not have the option to leave.
No, this is a business contract.
It's a business contract that the wife can't
Yes.
leave upon her own will. That's a business contract.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a
So
business?
I see you're adopting the words don't mean words strategy.
They can leave.
Hey,
They don't
again,
want
what's the
to.
definition of slavery?
Okay, but
Does
you're
the text say
ignoring.
that they don't want to leave?
The text says that in Deuteronomy, if they leave, you're not to return them to their master. The text explicitly says that.
So how do
leave
you
if they
handle the
want.
contradiction when the text says that the wife and kids are not allowed to leave?
It doesn't say that.
It does say that.
Where?
All right, hold on one second.
Fucking idiots. They don't even know what they're saying. So this is the problem, is like he's just watching like atheist influencers who are full of fucking shit. And it's just like everything's like a cliche and a fucking platitude. They don't even know what they're fucking talking about. They're just parroting. It's because they want this shit to be true. They don't give a fuck about, oh, let's do a proper exegesis. No, fuck that. I hate God, so it says slavery. I mean, it's just so lazy. I can't stand these fucking deconstruction people. They're just so lazy. Like, he's not even prepared here. Now we have to sit here and wait for him.
Exodus 21:4.
Okay.
Remain property of the master. They are not to be free. They cannot go free.
It says, if his master gives him a wife and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall belong to her master, and he shall go out alone. These are laws regarding Hebrew slaves. A person was sold into slavery usually to pay a debt, but he was to be treated as a hired laborer and offered his release after 6 years.
Hey.
So this is like taking someone to small claims court. So how is that slavery?
When it says that the children cannot go free and they're property of the master, what does that mean? Does that mean they can
The
leave?
laws regarding Hebrew slaves.
Does that mean they can leave?
A person was sold into slavery.
Can they leave? Are the children allowed to leave?
Fucking A, dude.
Can you answer a question? Are the children, according to that verse, are the children allowed to leave?
A person was sold into slavery usually to pay a debt.
Okay, so we're just not going to answer questions either.
Dude, you're not listening to me.
You're not answering the question. I don't care about your preaching. Are the children allowed to leave?
I have a study Bible, right? So you can't bullshit me. Look.
I don't care what other people's interpretations of the Bible are. I want your answer to this text. Can the children leave?
Then leave. You don't care. That's true. This is Proverbs 18:2. A fool doesn't want to understand, only express their opinion. You had no interest in learning the truth. All you're interested in is slandering God. You're full of shit and you're lazy. Get off my panel. You disgust me. Burn in hell. Get out of here.
There's that Christian love.
Exactly.
I'm sure Jesus is really proud of you right now.
Hey, suck my dick.
That seems anti. Where in the Bible does it say that that's allowed?
Suck it. Suck it.
Chat, just so y'all know, he's just a troll. He ain't serious. He probably is atheist himself.
Hey, suck my fat one. Suck it, dude.
Hey, how does it feel to know your sky carcass is not true?
Suck my fat one.
How does it know to know your dead sky carcass is never coming back? That's got to suck, man.
Suck it.
I'm sure the cognitive dissonance is just so loud.
No one cares about you. Leave.
You can kick me if you want.
You can leave.
I'm good.
Okay.
Man, I'm sure the people in your life love you, man. I'm sure you're just a joy to be around.
No one cares what slaves think.
Oh, like you're a slave to God, right? No one cares what you think. You said yourself that the Israelites were slave to God. Are you slave to God?
Hey, dude, no one's worried about you. I promise. No, ain't nobody worried about your opinion.
And can you be that I should gain an interest in the Savior's blood?
How many pairs of grippy socks
Not
do you have in your sock
for
drawer?
me who caused his pain, for me who him to death pursued. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? He left his father's throne above, so free, so infinite his grace.
The hat, man. You'd be wasting your time, man. This guy's he's talking to us out of a psych ward right now.
And bled for Adam's helpless race. 'Tis mercy all immense and free. For oh my God, if found of me, amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Long my imprisoned spirit lay, fast bound in sin and nature's night. Thine eye diffused a quickening ray. I woke, the dungeon flamed with light. My chains fell off, my heart was free. I rose, went forth, and followed thee. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? No condemnation now I dread. Jesus and all in him is mine. Alive in him, my living head, and clothed in righteousness divine. Bold I approach the eternal throne and claim the crown through Christ my own. Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me? Amazing love, how can it be that thou, my God, should die for me?
Let you in. Welcome, neighbor.
Hello.
Hi.
Talk
What
about
would you like to
slavery.
say?
We can skip the slavery topic. I want to, I guess, would you rather discuss Yahweh or would you rather discuss science needs Jesus to be God?
I don't care. It all kind of is the same. I can't hear you. I don't know.
Oh, is this better? Can you hear me?
Yeah. If you swipe
Okay.
off the app, I can't hear you.
Oh, gotcha. So the further back in time you go, when you look at the Bible from an archaeological perspective, the Israelites were not monotheistic at one point. They were polytheistic. Specifically in the Ugaritic texts, there is no mention of Yahweh. There is only El, Baal, a few other minor children, and his consort Asherah. And then you have the reign of Josiah that came in. And during his reign, the Israelites were still polytheistic, but they were recovering from being enslaved by the Babylonians. And eventually, towards the end of his reign, he burnt a bunch of temples of Asherah, killed a lot of their followers, and then slowly over time, you start to get modern day Judaism, which is monotheistic. And so I kind of want to ask you, does that not like turn up just about everything that you believe that Elohim and Yahweh are completely separate entities? And
No.
there's archaeological evidence to back that.
No.
And the fact that Yahweh was documented by Egyptian, like secular Egyptian, not secular, sorry, third party Egyptian texts that talked about a cult of Yahweh in the south region of Canaan. And then Yahweh kind of came in the Bible, Yahweh and Baal have their showdown or whatever. And that is kind of where that archaeological evidence ties into the like what's mentioned in scripture, where Yahweh takes on Baal's form in the region, and eventually it's Elohim Yahweh in Asherah and no longer Baal for a while. And then Yahweh kind of absorbs Elohim, Asherah, Baal, all of them into one being that's just Yahweh. So,
Yeah. Okay, so there's like a lot of problems with what you're saying. For one, like the Bible, archaeology is catching up to the truth of the Bible. Did you know that like 100 years ago, according to archaeology, they would say, well, the Bible's false because the Bible talks about a Hittite people.
yes. So I used to be
All right.
Christian.
Well, you just
That
fucking
was-
you just answer your own questions. Fuck you.
Well, no. So that whenever I was a Christian, that was an example that I used to use with people. And yeah, the Bible does have a lot of truth in it when it comes to that kind of thing, but it's also missing a lot as well. You can't just find cherry pick the one example of that and then just like, yes, the Hittites were real. There's a lot that we don't know, and the fact that the more evidence that we find, the he just got up and left. Oh my god. So, in case you guys missed it, this guy just kind of lost an argument earlier and then got up and told the guy to suck his dick and then started saying a hymn. Just started singing until he left. Yeah, the guy's gone, Sterling.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. Will you leave, please?
I mean, I was agreeing with you. You just got upset and left.
Yeah.
I used to, whenever I was a Christian, I would use that as an example, and that is a good example of the Bible having information that modern day archaeology doesn't. But whenever you have multiple other new finds in archaeology that don't fit the Bible, and they all start lining up with other finds, as well as the Hittite civilization as well, and that starts to fit into a bigger puzzle, then you can't just cherry pick these things. That's what stupid people do. Are you stupid? Because
Well,
judging by you standing
yeah.
up and telling that guy to suck your cock, I'm gonna say you're pretty fucking stupid.
That's fine.
Anytime you lose an
I'll
argument,
be
you just get up
stupid.
and leave. You're
I'll be
just a little
stupid.
man-child.
Okay, that's fine.
Like,
I'll be stupid and I'll go to
all
heaven.
of this
You
is
can be a
because
genius.
you're
and you
you're
can go to
scared
hell.
of death. That's all this
That's
is.
fine.
You will literally
Okay.
cling to anything because you're scared to die, and you're gonna have to
Great.
face that. You're having to face that reality, and you're combusting.
Okay. I couldn't care less what you have to say. I don't think anyone in the world cares about you or cares what you have to say. So why
have
don't you
7
just
viewers.
look?
That is
spew-
literally you. You are
That's fine.
projecting. No one
That's
fucking
fine.
knows who you are.
That's
You are
fine.
projecting.
I'm just letting you know the world doesn't care about you, and neither do I. So
The world doesn't
you
care about
look,
you, and
look.
neither do I.
Just
You're
say
the one
whatever
put-
demonic. Okay. Say whatever
What?
demonic shit you need to
You
say.
just
to
told
make us-
someone to suck your
Okay.
dick. That's demonic, you fucking retard. What are you talking about? You fat fucking retard. What are you talking about?
Can you
You
just
want to
spew?
talk?
Can you just?
want to be Christian? Meanwhile, you're just you're
It's
saying
like a
all these
fucking-
foul
it's like a
things to
therapy
people.
session, dude. It's like therapy for
It's
these people.
yeah, it's a therapy session for you. You're looking for you're trying to find something to justify your beliefs. You're a man child.
Yeah.
This is
okay.
ridiculous.
Well, I'm not. Just can you just say whatever
Whenever
you gotta
someone
say?
I came in here with a
Okay.
with a positive
I'll give you
discussion,
5
just
minutes and then I'm gonna
immediately
kick
get up.
you. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes.
You're gonna
and
give
I'm
me
kick
5
you.
minutes.
Is that? I think that's more than fair. So you got. I'm starting the clock. 5 minutes. Go ahead. Spew your demonic garbage.
I don't have any demonic garbage.
Well, you got 5 minutes. That's all I got time for you.
Is this like what style is this? Like I don't is this like what is going on?
Well, it's you're the one. This is what you want. Spew your shit. I'm giving you 5 minutes. You have the floor. Go ahead. Show us how we're wrong.
You
What's
just
what's
called-
tell us all.
You just called me a demon. Like
Tell
what
us all the meaning of life, demon. What's the meaning of life, demon?
There is no meaning of life.
Exactly.
There's nothing.
There we go.
There, like I'm sorry. That's if you want to boil it down, there's not the meaning is what you give it.
Yeah, exactly. There's no meaning of life. I mean, I don't find
If
that
your
compelling.
meaning is trying to start arguments with people, losing the argument, and then telling them to suck your dick. That's pretty fucking sad, buddy. What are you even doing here? You've got 9 viewers, and you're telling people that just as soon as you start losing an argument, you get up and leave and tell them that they're worthless and the world doesn't care about you. You're fucking pathetic. Like, what is this?
Is that not true? Why the world doesn't care
No.
about people?
I have
Obviously.
plenty of people that care about me.
Yeah, right.
What do you? I think you're projecting hard here, buddy. Like, what are you doing at 11:13?
Well, if you have
on a
these people
Wednesday?
that care about you, why don't you go talk to them? Because this person doesn't care what you have to say.
I work from home. They're not here right now. They work at an office.
Well, you can't seem to find anyone to talk to who cares about you.
That's not true. I came in here.
Well,
for
then go
fun.
do it. Because I don't care about you. So when you're talking to someone who you're like spending time with someone who doesn't care about you,
Do you
at all,
understand that
that
you
makes me
sound
think
like
you
a
have no one who
child?
cares.
Like,
You
this
must
is-
have no.
It's like I'm
I
talking
wouldn't
to
do
like a
this.
10-year-old.
I would go hang out with
This
people that
is
care about
weird.
me.
You
I
are
would
a
go talk to people that
full-grown,
care about what I have to say.
gray-haired 10-year-old.
Whatever, dude.
This is.
I would talk to people that care about what I have to say. I wouldn't spend my time. You're sitting here talking to someone who literally could care less.
I am here
Couldn't care
purely for
less.
entertainment purposes,
Couldn't
and it's
ca- well,
paying out.
There you go.
I came here with the conversation that was in good faith, and you just immediately shat on that notion. So, would you like to continue discussing archaeology? Because we can.
No, I'm. You have.
I don't
I've-
think you're
you have-
mentally
I'm kicking you.
capable.
You have 2.5
I don't-
minutes. I'm kicking you in 2.5 minutes because I don't think you have any value. I think you're worthless.
I have provided you value, and you just got up and left
Okay.
because you're fucking stupid.
Okay. You just
You are.
stipulate your value.
You fucking lukewarm fucking retard. Like, what is this?
This is reality. No, in reality, no
I-
one cares about you.
You are not in reality. You are in La La Land, buddy. You are just sitting here rocking back and forth, singing a hymn because you lost an argument.
Okay. Well, when I don't care what someone has to say, I just sing hymns. Because, like, fuck this person, right? They can go to hell.
There is no hell.
That's the way I see it.
Hell isn't even mentioned in the Bible. Hell comes from
Yeah,
the
of
Greek
course
word
not.
hail, to carry over.
What a genius, this guy.
Yeah, you should fucking kill yourself, you fat fucking retard. Like, what is this? Just like, what are you waiting
You're so
for? Prove us
smart.
wrong. Prove
You're so
prove us
smart,
wrong
dude.
that there's something after death. Put a shotgun in your mouth and pull the trigger with your toes.
Yeah, you're so smart.
I'm not smart. Like, you're sitting in here telling people that like, no one cares about you. You're just fucking projecting to an empty room. Yeah,
I'm
see
a
you later.
real one.
You're fucking. No, you're not real. You're fucking fat and stupid. This is ridiculous.
Okay. Well, there you go. Geez, I wonder why more people don't become atheists. It's so compelling. His arguments were so convincing. Welcome, neighbor.
Oh, dude, I already left. But I was looking forward to talking to the atheists.
Oh, well, that's not.
I'm a
this is not the
Christian.
place-
You're a Christian. There's not a lot of debate here.
Okay. Well, God
All right,
bless you.
brother.
All right, bro. The host is being cooked. How could you say that? He was just being an asshole. He wouldn't even let me talk. The fuck? Of course. Like, I feel like if someone won't let me talk, then I'm winning because they're afraid of what I have to say. To me, that's winning. Alright. I feel like I should go live again because I got restricted twice. Oh, it's not restricted now. 10:58. You're live eligible. I think I'm being restricted.